Welcome to the Thinking Green News Moment. I'm Chris Schneider. Today my guest is Bryce Black. Bryce is with Low-Tech Windmill Service. Welcome, Bryce.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
So Bryce, tell us about your business. What is Low-Tech Windmill Service?
Well, we're a family business in Arkansas, Wisconsin, which is about 40 miles southwest of Eau Claire. And I fix old water pumping windmills. I've been doing it since 1981. We can repair or maintain an existing windmill, or we can sell somebody a reconditioned windmill or a new windmill. We can take them down, repair them, move them, put them back up again, whatever the customer would like us to do.
And the main function of these windmills is to take the renewable energy and convert it to water above the ground.
That's right. It's we're talking machines. Most of these machines are 70 to 80 years old. This is kind of the granddaddy of renewable energy technology, and these machines take the wind's motion, convert that into a rotary motion, then into an up and down mechanical motion. We're not talking about generating electricity here. This is a mechanical water pumping machine, and that up and down motion then is transferred by rods down to the ground and then down underground to a cylinder that's down in the ground. That's what actually lifts the water up the well pipe and out and into your bucket or cattle tank or cistern, wherever you're putting your water.
So what place in history does water pumping equipment, what place in history does that play?
Well, of course, people have been building windmills of one kind or another for hundreds of years. Everybody's familiar with the Dutch windmills, Dutch-style windmills that are in Holland and other countries in Europe. But in this country, water pumping windmills started being built in the 1850s and became a very important part of the settlement of the United States and Canada. As people moved west into arid country, they needed a way to pump their water, and they figured out how to use the wind to do that.
Well, many of the viewers might have seen, these old windmills, and many of them maybe that are not operational that could be. And you've talked about remanufacturing equipment. Do people still produce new equipment, Bryce?
Yes, actually, a lot of people are surprised to learn that water pumping windmills are still being made by several companies in this country and abroad. The Air Motor Company, that's kind of was one of the biggest windmill manufacturers that a lot of people are familiar with seeing their logo on the tail vanes of the windmills as they drive through the country. They are still in business. They're in San Angelo, Texas. And so, yes, windmills are still being made.
And what is involved in restoring an old windmill?
Well, I have to put on my climbing harness and climb up the tower and closely examine all the components of the windmill and look and see what's bent, what's worn, and sometimes all that's needed is to adjust the brake and change the oil, and you're good to go. Sometimes a windmill's suffered decades of neglect or abuse, and I have to take the whole thing off the tower and take it home and to my shop and overhaul and rebuild it and take it out and put it back up again. But I have resurrected quite a few windmills from the dead.
Is there a typical cost for this resurrection?
Oh, well,
or remanufacturing?
Yeah, it all depends on what's wrong with it. Just for comparison's sake, to buy a complete windmill from me, a complete remanufactured windmill and tower, you're looking at around, installed for a windmill with an 8-foot wheel on a 40-foot tower, you're looking at somewhere in the ballpark of $4,500 to $5,000 installed. A brand new one would cost a couple $1,000s more than that.
Is it possible to take an old windmill and turn it into a wind generator?
Well, the short answer is no. I mean, anything's possible, but it's not really feasible. I guess the short answer I like to give people is a water pumping windmill is a tractor. A wind generator is a race car, and it's just not really. You could try to turn a tractor into a race car, but you're better off with a race car if that's what you want to do.
And Bryce, what is your website and phone number, contact information?
My website is www.briceblack.com/low-tech. That's /LOTEC.
And phone number?
715-647-3033.
Thank you, Bryce. This is Chris Schneider with the Thinking Green News Moment.